you're a professional?
Are you?
That's it, Clark. Show 'em who's boss.
Oh, we're all in this together.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the Clark Griswold YouTube channel. I am Mr. Clark Griswold. Happy to have you guys here. If you are a first timer, then welcome to the channel. I'm happy to have you guys here. Happy to have my old subscribers here, new subscribers, and people who haven't subscribed yet. And if you haven't done so, you can click that subscribe button down below. And when you do, click that bell. That bell will give you notifications for when I send out videos just like this one, our watch list for the day. Tomorrow, I also send out top 3, top 5 plays for each day, what I think are going to be the most profitable plays for us. I send out motivational videos, informational videos, learning tools, all kinds of stuff. You can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. You can DM me there, you can comment there, you can ask questions there. You can do the same thing down below on this channel in the comment section. I usually get back to people within the same day, so feel free. Also, if you like the video, make sure you guys give me a thumbs up. And if you think the video sucks, well, give me a thumbs down. Let me know why so I can help you guys through those videos, make the videos better for you to help you guys through your trading journey. We are here to learn and earn, okay? So let's get started on the plays for Tuesday, April 5th. I'm going to start with Activision, ATVI. So today, Activision finished with a 2-up that was red. This was on our top 5 list for yesterday. There was a little bit of a gain there, not much. You probably would have got stopped out. So tomorrow we're going to look for puts on this one. We have a 2-up that finished red. If you're looking for candle numbers and what they mean, I just did a video on the candlestick numbers and what they mean and what they represent. So you can check out that video right up here. Okay, so this one we've got a 2-up that's red. So we're going to take this one for puts. The day and the week are also red, which is a good sign for us. I like to see that. We can look for puts at $80.48, and your first target is the bottom of this outside bar right here. Okay, next up, Procter Gamble. That's ticker symbol PG. This is the opposite. We had a two down that finished green with a hammer candle. The day, week, month, and quarterly are all green. So we can look for calls on this one at 154.39. If you're looking for this indicator right here, go into your indicator tab, type in time frame continuity, and the author is by Board Rider B. Okay, I guess while we're in there, I will also give you this one here. If you type in candle type the Strat by Crinklebine, that will give you the numbers of the candle. So it'll mark this as a 1, it'll mark this as a 3, it'll mark this as a 2. I'll just help you guys out a little bit more. KDP is up next. Keurig Dr Pepper, a big outside bar with a big hammer on it. Everything's green to the upside, so we can look for calls on this one at 38.36, puts at 37.61. And guys, remember, if we gap up, these triggers become nullified, okay? And I do have a video of that. It'll probably be up in the top right corner at some point. You guys will see that on how to play the gaps if you want to do that. Ford Motor Company, ticker symbol F, is up next. We have an inside bar, so we can take calls at 16.73, puts at 16.35. This pink line is our weekly trigger from last week. I am still in these plays from last week. I got 2 weeks out, and it ran way up, and that's why we get 2 weeks out, so it gives us time to maybe recoup some of what we've lost in here. So I'm looking for this to continue to trend downwards, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. XOM is up next. That's ExxonMobil, has an inside bar, and there's a ton of inside bars for tomorrow's plays. We can take calls at 83.72, puts at 82.05. Inside bars, also known as a 1 bar in the Strat. And when we're looking at these, an inside bar is basically showing consolidation in a stock, okay, or a ticker symbol. Depends what we're looking at. But it shows consolidation, and what that means is it's basically like a spring, and it's getting tight, and it's coiling, and getting ready to explode to one side or the other. And if you look back even on this inside bar here, we exploded to the upside. It gapped up, but we exploded to the high side, okay? And that's kind of what we're looking for, is an explosion up or an explosion down based on the inside bar. So we have another one on BABA here, another inside bar. So we can take calls at 118.22, puts at 113.35, and again, on the left of the screen here, you see an inside bar, and look at it run up, okay? So that's the kind of thing we're looking for on inside bars or one bars, okay? On Moderna, we've got, looks like a 2 up that finished red, okay? And the full time frame is to the downside. So puts are probable in this situation. Possibly not, but it's probable, okay? And so if we trigger here, we're going to try take these to targets 1 and targets 2 down here at this pink line, which is our trigger for the weekly. Okay, so 171.25, we're looking for puts on Moderna. DWAC, the bid ask is usually quite spread quite far apart on these, but we did have a gap down here, and we finished green on the day. So this is a 2 down that finished green. I'm going to look for this to trend back up tomorrow and fill that gap, so we can look for calls at 58.55. If you're playing common shares, I'll mention this now. We're not shorting stocks on common shares unless you are super comfortable and you know what you're doing. I don't short stocks like that with common shares. I will only do it with options because you can only lose what you put in, essentially. So let's move on to XOP here. We have a 2 up that finished red. We're going to look for puts on this one at 137.10 on XOP. CAT is a 2 down that finished green. CAT usually has a higher premium and a bigger spread between the bid and the ask, but we can look for calls on this one at 221.37. Next up, we've got Alcoa Corporation, and we've got a 3-1 setup. Outside bar, inside bar. I've always told you guys these are super powerful patterns. They do really, really well. I think Comcast had one, and we hammered that today on Comcast. It was a great play if you guys were in it. So this is a 3-1. We can take calls at the break of the inside bar here at 91.59 or puts at 88.89. And if we go back in time, we can try and see if we had a previous inside bar or a 3-1 setup, sorry. And we did here, and it ended up going outside bar. But before it did, it broke way, way up high, okay? So we had a big gain. We'll see if we can find one that stands alone, and there is one. Let's see what happens on that. So again, look, here we have it. Outside bar, inside bar, and we break up, okay? So from 47.40 all the way up to 48.56, that's good money in options. And we basically close this gap on that. So 3-1s, they're really powerful setups. 3-1s or, you know, outside bar, inside bar, you can call them whatever you want. In the Strat, we call it a 3-1. Okay, so next up on the list is VHT. That's an ETF. We had an inside bar today and an inside bar on Friday. So now we have consolidation in this thing for 2 straight days. My guess is this bangs up high or bangs down low by a bunch tomorrow. I don't recommend taking guesses on things. We play the triggers, okay? And I don't even know the last time we had one. Here's one. Inside bar. We gapped, but we had a really, really big win on that. Or a big move down anyways, not necessarily a win. But that's a play for tomorrow, double inside bar. That will be on the top plays list for sure based on it being a double inside bar. Next up is American Airlines AAL. Had a 2 down that finished green. We can look for calls on this one at $18.36. Airbnb is up next. Airbnb inside bar. So let's look for calls on this one at 177.02. Puts at 172.59. AMD has another inside bar on it. Day, week, month, quarterly, all green. That's what I like to see. 110.94 for the calls. 107.03 if we're going short. BA, 2 down that finished green. We can take calls and we can go long on this one at 191.84. BAC, Bank of America, 2 down that finished green. We can look for calls to go long on this one at 41.14. Next up is Cisco. Cisco's got a big inside bar here. We'll see how this one plays out. Post-market, we closed right here at this blue line. So we can look for calls at 56.12, Puts at 54.99. The day and the week are green. CVX has an inside bar. Calls at 165.45. Puts at 163. Edwards Life Sciences, ticker symbol EW, inside bar. Time frame on the day and the week are red. We can look for calls at 123.20, or we can take puts and go short at 118.84. GME has a 3-1 setup, so you know this will be on our top 5 list or top 3 list. Outside bar, inside bar. We can take calls at 173.24, puts at 156.51. If you guys are wondering, I take my strikes just outside of the money. So if we're taking calls on this thing, we're looking for calls at, we can take it at 173 or 174, and I take the next closest expiry, okay? And I do that on any day trade that I do. The swings, on the weekly swings, I usually go 2 weeks out, okay? So targets for these, if you just want to go through them, you guys know how to find them. We use the bottoms or the tops of the preceding wicks. I'll change the colors to green for you guys so you can see them. Target 1, target 2, target 1. I'm not going to do a target. Well, I can do target 2 up here if you like. There's target 2, and that's all you do. That's how you find your targets, your pivot points, your magnitude, whatever you want to call it. Where the bears have their stop losses, where the bulls have their stop losses, it all means the same thing. Okay, next up on the list is JP Morgan, which is a 2 down that finished green. Okay, so we'll look for a reversal to the upside. Rob Smith would say 2-2 on a Tuesday. Okay, that's his thing. And we can look for calls on this one at 136.94. Lucid LCID inside bar, so we can look for calls at 25.22. Puts at 24.64. You guys know how to find the targets again. This one, we've got a 2 down that finished green, so we can look for calls to go long on this one at 87.57. That was on MS, sorry. Morgan Stanley was the 87.57. MU is Micron Technologies. Micron Technologies has a really tight inside bar. I'm guessing I'm probably going to have this one on my list just because it is such a tight bar here. And we are likely to have a break higher or lower significantly. Okay, so we can look for calls at 78.18 or puts at 76.51. Nike has an inside bar. Fairly small as well, so we can look for calls on that one at 135.21. Puts at 132.86. I do believe the spreads between the bid and the ask are quite far apart on Nike usually. Starbucks has a 2 down that finished green with a hammer candle. We're going to look to fill this gap here and this gap here. So we can look for calls to go long on this thing at 88.46. Wells Fargo is WFC, had a 2 down that finished green. And we can look for calls on this one at 48.66. And Citigroup, again, a lot of banks on here. 2 down, finish green. We'll look for calls at 53 bucks even on this one. Guys, that's the list. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you thought it sucked, give me a thumbs down. Make sure you subscribe down below. Give me a follow on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Look for the top 5, top 3 picks for tomorrow as well. And until the next one, guys, bye-bye.